Hold on to your seats, love and hip-hop family, for everyone is stunned by this most recent news and the rumor mill is going quicker than ever. As everyone knows, Mendeecees, Harris and Yandy Smith-Harris have experienced extreme hardship. This legendary reality TV power couple has endured tests that would totally destroy a typical marriage, from courtroom dramas and terrible prison sentences to public scrutiny and heartbreaking family feuds. However, a startling new event has radically changed the narrative just when critics in Atlanta believed they were at their breaking point. Rumor has it that Yandy and Mendeecees may be contemplating a second wedding after had a very emotional behind-the-scenes reunion that left them both crying. You heard correctly. There may be plans for a second wedding. Fans have been picking up on hints all over the place. The unmistakable change in their energy that begs for a new beginning, the mysterious, yet intensely emotional social media captions, and the rekindled chemistry in recent episodes. Is this vow renewal a calculated attempt to silence the haters? Or did they realize that their love is genuinely unbreakable as a result of their recent emotional breakthrough? We are revealing the layers of this enormous love and hip-hop Atlanta bombshell tonight. We're delving deeply into the unfiltered feelings that led to this unexpected reunion, the deeper significance of their recent public remarks, and the implications for the other members of the Howell cast who have been commenting on their connection. Don't blink because, and the details we've discovered will leave you dumbfounded. This story is evolving by the second. We are now dissecting the whole truth of Yandy and Mendeecees' rumored second walk down the aisle, so hit the subscribe button and enable notifications. We must consider the amazing roller coaster foundation of Yandy and Mendeecees' relationship in order to fully comprehend the scope of the startling reunion. This isn't your typical relationship on reality TV. The story of survival, loyalty, and intense public pressure spans decades. Millions of people saw their stunning, star-studded wedding special back in 2015. For a couple who had already triumphed over the difficult business, it was meant to be the ultimate fairy tale conclusion. However, as hip-hop and love lovers are all too familiar with, reality struck hard when the cameras stopped song from playing. Almost immediately after they said those vows, Mendeecees was charged with federal narcotics trafficking, which ultimately resulted in a lengthy prison sentence, casting a shadow over their pleasure. All of a sudden, Yandy changed from being a happy honeymooner's paradise to managing enterprises, raising their kids by themselves, and bearing the weight of the entire household under the severe scrutiny of the public. She maintained an unwavering facade for years, fending off constant rumors, family strife, and the sheer weariness of waiting for her lover to return. The world anticipated a flawless reunion when Mendeecees eventually left those jail walls in early 2020. However, freedom also carried with it a whole new set of unspoken difficulties. It's never easy to return to a regular life after years of seclusion. It is a million times more difficult to perform while filming a popular reality television program. The dynamic had changed. Mendeecees had to rediscover his place in a world that had moved on without him, and Yandy had grown fiercely independent. Yandy and Mendeecees' passionate confessions, crossed arms, and strained facial expressions are highlighted in screen splits that display heated confrontation scenes from previous episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The foundation's fissures were more noticeable than before when the couple decided to pack up their lives and go to Atlanta, Georgia, which is known for its explosive landscape. Hip hop and love. Atlanta's did more than simply depict their opulent way of life. It revealed the long-standing communication gaps and unresolved trauma that they had been ignoring for years. As small arguments turned into intense, emotional standoffs, viewers watched in shock. You could feel the stress. Mendeecees battled what he saw as lack of conventional relationship, while Yandy felt stifled by the demands made of her after years of forsaking her own tranquility to support the family. The move to Atlanta was the last straw for the Harris household, according to bloggers who predicted a messy impending divorce, sending the rumor mills into overdrive. However, reality TV frequently conceals the most profound realities until the pressure cooker blows apart. Neither a loud, dramatic cast party nor a glitzy red carpet event marked the turning point. It took place in private, away from the yelling audiences, during a raw, intensely emotional conversation that producers nearly missed. According to people close to the pair, Yandy and Mendeecees both broke down following a particularly demanding day of filming heated confrontations. The walls fell apart entirely. They weren't defending their egos by performing for the cameras or, for the first time in years. They were just two individuals who had endured a literal war together, and realized that their gap had become too great. B-roll includes personal, unposed pictures from Yandy's Instagram that show them laughing heartily while on a recent getaway. The turning point is overlaid with text. The tone warms and becomes more optimistic. Everything that we are currently seeing was sparked by this emotional breakthrough. They both looked at the wreckage of their recent disputes and decided that restoration was preferable than separation in a moment of complete clarity. They chose to utilize Atlanta as a mirror to Mendeecees what was wrong rather than allow its poisonous spirit to destroy them. According to reports, Mendeecees revealed his darkest fears about his life after incarceration. When it came to the tremendous pressure she had been carrying alone for almost 10 years, Yandy at last felt heard. This was more than a simple apology. It was a deep, soul-bearing reconciliation that brought back memories of their initial love. Their surroundings abruptly altered. On-set crew members observed a significant change in their mood. Quiet, encouraging looks took the place of the icy shoulders, and the incessant arguing gave way to a unified front. They started making therapy a top priority, putting aside the tumultuous cast drama in order to fully concentrate on Mendeecees' their fundamental relationship. The incredible rumors that are currently spreading have their roots in this poignant reunion. They came to see that, despite the beauty of their first wedding in 2015, the impending fear of the courtroom overwhelmed it. They are now viewing their relationship from an entirely different perspective as independent people who have successfully weathered life's darkest storms. The word marriage is flashed quickly and dramatically, accompanied by a heartbeat sound effect. Zoom in on a recent video clip of Yandy discussing new beginnings with a friend while grinning enigmatically. And it leads us straight to the huge revelation that has the whole world talking. Their relationship was on the verge of disintegration, but this emotional breakthrough did more. It made them want to start from scratch with their story. There is more to the rumors of a second marriage than merely idle online rumors. They stem from this profound vulnerability that has been discovered in the way fans view one another has drastically changed, according to those who have been dissecting every frame of the current season. A tenderness that has been absent for a very long time is present. However, getting married again after experiencing so much tragedy is not an easy choice, and it doesn't just happen. The world surrounding Yandy and Mendeecees is responding in real time as they quietly create this lovely new chapter. Secrets don't last long in a city like Atlanta, and a big decision like organizing a second wedding or renewing vows is sure to cause controversy. The outside world, which includes close friends, doubtful family members, and outspoken co-stars, is already getting ready to weigh in on this abrupt change while the couple is concentrating on their personal healing, laying the groundwork for a completely new wave of drama. Yandy's official Instagram feed is smoothly panned over smartphone screens, focusing on heart emoticons, enigmatic messages, and recent recordings of the duo dancing together at a private event. A cheerful, inquisitive, rhythmic beat is introduced. Eagle-eyed fans immediately became full-time investigators as word of this dramatic behind-the-scenes breakthrough started to spread, searching social media for any hard proof of this rumored second wedding. In the current digital era, reality stars hardly ever publicly reveal their most significant life updates. Rather, they leave their audience with a trail of breadcrumbs via. And when it comes to subtly hinting at things, Yandy Smith-Harris is royalty. Almost immediately following that emotional production success, people began to notice a significant shift in her content strategy. Posts showcasing solo red carpet appearances and independent business endeavors abruptly lost prominence. Rather, her grid was overrun with private, exquisitely photographed pair photographs, informal family films, and incredibly heartfelt captions that emphasized concepts like rebuilding what was once damaged, divine timing, restoration, and the entire love and hip-hop community was rocked by one particular post. On a private, opulent vacation with Mendeecees, Yandy posted a gorgeous video of herself in an exquisite white evening gown. The caption said, "You can rebuild the empire once the foundation is strong." Chapter 2 feels so much better than Chapter 1. Fans and other reality stars immediately flooded the comment area, asking to know if this was a full-fledged second wedding ceremony or a teaser for a vow renewal. By leaving a series of ring and heart emojis underneath, Mendeecees alone fueled the flames, effectively proving to the world that something extraordinarily unique was taking place behind closed doors. The screen cuts to a collection of fan-made edit reactions and TikTok videos that explore the couple's recent HL episodes and their restored chemistry. Overlay of graphics. The hints don't lie. However, Instagram wasn't the end of the hints. In the most recent episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the actual proof started to appear on screen. The couple's interactions during group scenes completely changed for viewers who had become used to their heavy bulk, aloof body language, and defensive fights. On a recent cast trip, Yandy and Mendeecees were seen sitting together in the corner, talking quietly, laughing heartily, and holding hands securely beneath the table while the rest of the group was engrossed in wild shouting bouts. They hadn't shown this degree of obvious love and shared enthusiasm since their early days in New York. A recent episode of featured a brief, nearly overlooked conversation in which Yandy sat down with a close friend to talk about her present mental state. This conversation was much more telling. "We are finally in a place where we want to celebrate our love on our own terms without the shadows of the past hanging over us." "Stay tuned," Yandy said with a warm smile that lit up the entire screen when asked how she and Mendeecees were handling the intense pressure of Atlanta. For seasoned viewers who are aware of the subtext of reality TV, that phrase was a clear sign that a big celebration, specifically a wedding renewal, was being actively planned and shot for a future television special. Fast cuts of well-known love and hip-hop artists, dramatic sound effects, and Atlanta cast members' astonished or doubtful facial expressions during their individual confessional interviews. Nevertheless, a fast change from marital crisis to wedding bells is never going to be accepted by everyone without a battle in the explosive world of love and hip-hop. The rest of the cast had a lot to say when these rumors first surfaced on the Atlanta social circuit, and not all of it was positive. Some more outspoken cast members greeted the unexpected reunion with a great deal of skepticism, while close friends immediately expressed their support and praised the couple for persevering through the dark to save their family. There have been rumors going around that certain co-stars believe this second wedding story is a deliberate attempt to influence the public narrative and divert attention from their prior on-screen disputes. When the subject of relationship durability was brought up over a recent group dinner scene, the tension reached a breaking point. When a well-known cast member made a passive-aggressive remark about couples who use large public gestures, like renewing vows to hide deeper unresolved concerns, the atmosphere became frosty. Even though Yandy maintained her poise like the seasoned media professional that she is, the expression of unwavering resolve in her eyes demonstrated that she is fully done allowing other people's opinions to determine the legitimacy of their relationship. According to reports, Mendeecees has also informed production that he is no longer interested in entertaining cast drama that jeopardizes the peace that he and his wife have laboriously rebuilt. B-roll shows upscale event 3 planners' portfolios, exquisite floral arrangements, and opulent wedding locations in Atlanta. As this slows down, it creates tension for the last part. Sources close to production say that the preparations for this historic occasion are already well underway, despite the background noise from doubtful co-stars and online critics. This second wedding's goal is very different from the extravagant 2015 celebration that was shown worldwide. Television executives, large guest lists of people from the industry, and the great fear of Mendeecees' coming legal surrender all had a significant impact on the event back then. although the day was lovely, was severely tainted by the sobering truth of what was ahead. This time, the entire focus is on genuine joy, spiritual healing, and closeness. According to insider accounts, Yandy and Mendeecees want an ultra-exclusive, high-end tropical destination celebration that is only attended by their kids, close relatives, and the closest, most reliable friends who have supported them through their worst moments. They want the ceremony to act as a literal boundary line, a lovely, sacred moment that formally closes the chapter on the suffering, the jail terms, and the public scrutiny while creating a safe, bright future based on 10 years of survival. However, a new question emerges as the logistics come together. I'm sick. Will the intense strain of organizing a high-profile event while reality TV cameras are keeping a close eye on you cause the same tensions to resurface? Or will they arrive at the altar with greater strength than before? Cinematic change. Slow-motion film of Yandy and Mendeecees strolling with their kids fills the screen as deep, contemplative plays. On-screen text is dramatic. The final exam. Are they able to make it stick? The stakes are higher than ever for Yandy and Mendeecees as the countdown to this much-awaited second wedding starts. Moving forward with a vow renewal of this size involves more than just dressing elegantly, exchanging pricey rings, or hosting an extravagant celebration for the TV cameras. For this pair is a profound statement of spirituality. They use as a means of communicating to the world and to each other that the past is no longer in control of their future. However, filming a chaotic reality TV show, while juggling the high-pressure logistics of a celebrity wedding is a surefire way to become extremely stressed. History has demonstrated that organizing an event can quickly rekindle long-standing disputes, with resurfacing unsolved fears. The most important question that fans have is straightforward. Will their mending be cemented by this trip to the altar? Or will the tremendous pressure shatter the foundation they just put a lot of effort into rebuilding? According to people close to the pair, they are handling things quite differently this time around to make sure history doesn't repeat itself. Yandy is maintaining a firm hold on the reins, making sure that every aspect of the ceremony reflects their actual trip, rather than letting outside coordinators and network executives run the show. The circle is purposefully kept tiny and closely guarded. Their brainstorming sessions are entirely shut off from the frenetic energy of the Atlanta social scene. According to reports, Mendeecees has been a rock of support during this process, stepping up to make sure Yandy doesn't have to deal with the emotional load on her own like she used to. This shared duty is a huge indication of the couple's development, as music demonstrates that they are now functioning as a cohesive team rather than as separate people. The screen divides into a timeline visual that highlights their significant achievements from 2015 to 2026, and compares clips of their present adult online talks with their previous violent confrontations. This second wedding has the ability to totally change Yandy and Mendeecees' history in the entertainment world when you consider the bigger picture. For many years, they were portrayed as the sad poster couple for reality TV dramas, doomed by long-distance stress, legal disputes, and persistent public skepticism. Critics consistently foresaw their demise, arguing that their love would not be able to withstand the heavy burden of a federal jail sentence and a tumultuous move to Atlanta. They are effectively silencing every doubter who prayed for their downfall by standing at the altar once more, fully free of legal clouds and fully devoted to one another. For it is a potent message of resiliency that goes beyond the screen, demonstrating to audiences that genuine love can truly endure the hardest storms if both parties are prepared to engage in the unvarnished, agonizing process of mending. The remainder of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13B and beyond will be significantly impacted by this historic reunion. The cast's power dynamics are drastically altered by a significant event such as a destination bow renewal.